I am so sorry to be the one to tell you this, but The Sims just announced another kit, so we gotta talk about it. I was actually in the middle of recording a different video. I'm just here trying to play my legacy challenge, and then all of a sudden, I refresh Twitter, and bam, we got this. So the tweet says, why have menswear when you can have Stephen Cook's menswear? Sunglasses emoji. Fashionistas, bottle emoji. Discover new designs, pushing the traditional style boundaries. Tie emoji with The Sims 4 Modern Menswear Kit. Available December 2nd. Hashtag season of selves. I'm actually really intrigued by this one. Obviously, it's very fresh. I mean, they posted this tweet literally 2 minutes ago. I was quick on this one. But this looks pretty cool. I think we all complain a lot about the lacking of like men's fashion in The Sims. Just in general, like masculine frame Sims always have significantly less options than the feminine frame Sims do. Like when you get a new pack, sometimes there'll be like 20 things for feminine Sims and 10 for mask Sims. And that sucks to have like so many less options. And the other problem is that when it comes to things like skirts, you can put a skirt on a boy if you wanted to, but they don't always look that good. Let me actually show you really fast so you can see what I'm talking about. But obviously you could put a skirt on anybody you wanted to. But sometimes like it messes with the frame. Like sometimes the shoulders are weird. Like the tops look a bit odd. Some items are better than others, obviously, but I'm really excited about having items like this that are specifically designed for these frames in the game. Does that make sense? This sweater in particular with the flowers really excites me. Also, this skirt, I love the combo of like the red sweater and the red skirt. Like the tone on tone is super cool. I'm into this art and I'm into the color scheme of it. I like this promo. Oh, hang on, we've got the official assets here. So we've got this promo image that's a little bit thinner. Oh God, it's glitched. Oh, stop. Windows, you suck. Oh, geez. Okay. I finally opened. Okay. So we can see more of the items here. I'm seeing a new pair of shoes, which is fun. This outfit is giving me very much Dan Howell, which I love. Very into this sweater vest. Obviously the sweater I loved. Also, wait, look at that one. I love the skirt. Oh, I think I'm gonna really like this kit. I hope that it's good, but I think I'm gonna really like this. Oh, come on. Why is my computer doing this right now? What is this? I'm trying to talk about the kit. Thank you. Here's another one. Oh, okay. It looks like there's a lot of these sweaters with these keyhole cutouts. I haven't looked up the designer yet, so I assume it's probably like a thing the designer does a lot of. But I'm noticing these leggings as well underneath the skirt. Also the cuffs on the sleeves of that t-shirt. This is quite cool. It seems like there's some pretty nice neutral pieces, but also some really fun ones. Back here, this sweater is very nice. I'm into it. I know it's tiny, but I like that one. Another concern that I have is that it looks like some of these outfits are full body outfits, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like I do like this outfit combined, but I also like the top separately and the skirt separately and the leggings separately. And I think it would be a shame if they were like stuck together. So I really hope that that isn't a full body outfit. I think I would like this pack a lot less if it was. I want to have lots of basics that we can mix and match. Like I love the idea of a basic skirt that we can combine with stuff because we are lacking that right now. And so I really just hope these things aren't attached, but I can tell already, I think it will be. There's a blog post, but it's not loading. Oh, never mind. It worked this time. I've been sitting here refreshing it and that time it worked. Redefining London classics. Discover new styles with The Sims 4 Modern Menswear Kit. Okay, so it says, to further empower players to find new and expressive paths to self-discovery and to deliver on the promise of providing more contemporary menswear options. They did promise that. The Sims work with the British Fashion Council, a not-for-profit organization supporting British design talent. Okay. To simify an up-and-coming menswear brand and help stretch style boundaries with its next fashion kit, The Sims 4 Modern Menswear Kit. I like that. Welcome to The Sims Virtual Closet, Stephen Cook. Hey! They're an award-winning London-based label that is undefining traditional menswear. The brand is about redefining masculinity. We always try to be authentic and without excluding anyone. We're about redeveloping and refining old ideas, but making them incredibly modern and pushing that idea to the point that it transcends things like gender. So the kit consists of 23 pieces that are all simified recreations of Stephen Cook's real collections. Interesting. Okay. Each material was carefully hand-painted to emulate the texture qualities by doing somewhat of a caricature of the details. That's interesting. So they talk a little bit here about how they wanted it to look realistic, but not like photorealistic because then it wouldn't fit in the Sims style. Okay, so we can see some more pieces. This is one of them. I love this. I think this is super cute. Oh wait, this is fun. We saw this in black before in the other screenshot, but it comes in like the denim color too. And I love this sweater. sweater. This is super nice. Okay, you know what? I like this. I will link this article down below if you want to read the whole thing. I really like that The Sims is working with real designers on this. And I like that they're kind of highlighting them as well. I'm on their Instagram. Do you know what? This kind of thing is what I wish the mosquito stuff pack was. I feel like that stuff pack was a collab with a brand, a fashion brand. But then the fashion items it included kind of sucked. I feel like this is more what I'm looking for when they're gonna do a fashion collab. It's an interesting brand. It's more of a niche. Do we have this in The Sims? Is this one of the things? Wait, yeah, look. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. I love this. Oh, I'm getting excited. Yeah, and I was right. It looks like they do a lot of this cutouts in the sweaters. I think this one is in the game too, right? That looks like this sweater back here. The tiny one in the very back. Wait, look. Boom. Well, hey, I think these things are really expensive. And the website only has 2 things for sale, which is confusing. Okay, I think these are some official items for sale for a small fee of $940. If you thought the $5 kit was bad, well, might I present to you $940 sweater. Okay, in their defense, it appears to be pretty normal pricing for expensive clothing. I'm not really in the market for a $500 sweater, unfortunately. But hey, it looks cool. It's high end, you know? ASAP Rocky? Really? Interesting. Well, okay. Coming December 2nd, the Modern Menswear Kit. Oh, some of these things are really cool. I really like this brand. I mean, I've only seen them for about 5 minutes now, but I've seen a lot of things that I really like. I think as far as brand collaborations go, this is a pretty interesting one. Like, I'm not mad about this. I'm actually kind of impressed. Obviously, we haven't seen that much from it, so it's hard to judge, like, what all of the items are gonna be like. But 23 pieces is pretty on par with the other fashion kits. That's about the same size, so that works. We'll obviously wait until we see the rest of it to make a final call, but as of right now, I'm intrigued. I don't think I was expecting this. On that Season of Sims teaser from a couple months ago or weeks ago, I forget, you know, the one. They teased there would be 4 kits, this being the 4th of them. And this one was like defy style boundaries or something like that. So I guess maybe I did expect it. I guess this kind of makes sense, but I think as far as the fashion kits go, this is the one that I'm probably most excited about. But I'm also not that excited about fashion kits at all. So I think I'm just not that excited about kits. And obviously this is a pretty niche thing. Like, you might not want this, and that's okay. You don't have to buy all the clothing packs they release, you know? I certainly wouldn't if I wasn't a YouTuber. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I only care about the build stuff, really. And the kits add up so much. So like, this isn't really designed for every player to want to buy. I think the goal of the kits is to kind of have these more niches filled. I think one criticism that's kind of coming to mind when I think about this is that we've all been complaining like, hey, men's fashion is really lacking in the game. We have so much for feminine frame sims, and then masculine sims have like nothing. It's super imbalanced. And then they're like, here is a kit. Which is a little bit, I don't know about that, but I do think they've promised to like fix that and have it more balanced in future packs. So I don't see this as like a huge problem. I just almost wish that we had like fixed the problem first in the future packs and then dropped this, you know? Like, if we had this in like 6 months after like a really solid different pack or like a solid base game update and then we drop the kit, I'd be like, oh yeah, more. Gimme. But right now I'm like, okay, we're patching the problem with a $5 pack, but are we gonna get more in other things? I feel like I'm all over the place right now, so I apologize. It's just kind of hard to like get full thoughts together based off of just an announcement. Like, this really isn't a lot to go off of. We do have the blog post though, so that helps. I've really enjoyed these posts, like learning about different designers. They did the same thing for the most recent 2 fashion kits, and I think it's quite cool to highlight a designer like this and like hear their inspiration. I think I'd like to see them continue in this direction for future kits as well. I don't know what their plans are for like future fashion kits, but it doesn't have to be a brand collab necessarily, as much as like an individual in the fashion scene maybe who is a designer that might know some things and could teach us some things. I didn't know about this brand. To be fair, I'm not exactly the target audience for the brand, but it's kind of cool to hear about them. And I like this a lot better than mosquito stuff. Like, besties, I cannot even begin to express to you how much more I like this than mosquito stuff. I'm serious. I really cannot even begin to tell you how much better this is. I'm sorry. I don't think I need words to express my point here. okay? This whole pack was really weird. It was like a fashion brand collab, but then like all the best stuff of it was build mode. Like there's some really solid build items in that stuff pack, and the photo thing is huge, but then the actual fashion part was super lacking. So I think the kits are a much better way to implement something like that. So that's a perk, I guess. I'm really curious to see the kit next week. So it'll come out on December 2nd. Oh, that's not next week, that's in 2 weeks. Shoot. Okay. Well, I'm excited to see the kit in 2 weeks. You know what? That makes sense though, because next Thursday is Thanksgiving in the US. So like they're not gonna drop a pack on a holiday. They're gonna be off. But the Thursday after that, December 2nd, is when the kit comes out. And I think this is the last pack for the year. So that's another criticism. I think a lot of us are not super pumped about the idea of getting like so many kits back to back and not any other pack content. Usually we'd have an expansion pack at the end of the year, but they've confirmed there is no expansion pack coming. So this is the last pack of 2021, I assume. They posted that teaser and it didn't have anything else listed. So I guess this is what we've got. I don't know what their plans are for next year, but this is their plans for 2021. I think this is an interesting pack to end the year on though. And at the end of the day, I'm curious. I think my final thoughts are I'm intrigued and I look forward to seeing it. And then we'll decide once it's actually out, like, is this worth buying, you know? And I can tell already, this might not be worth it for you, or you might love it, and that's great. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love getting to hear people's opinions about Sims stuff. I mean, I think we all have pretty strong opinions about kits, so it's always fun to discuss. I always feel very unqualified to talk about things like this sometimes, because like, I know all about The Sims, I know nothing about fashion, you know? So take my opinions with a grain of salt. And I think with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye everybody. I'm not kidding though, I feel so unqualified with everything to do with Cass in The Sims. I do not know how to dress my Sims. That is not my strong suit.